Hello folks, how are you doing? So I've had a couple questions as to what the point of my strike is and what I'm doing here. So I'll just make a quick video and explain this. For over 15 years, the town of Canmore, as long as I have been observing them, have been attacking the homeless. They have taken people's possessions and thrown them out because they were too wet for storage. I quote that. They have towed people's houses away without warning in the middle of winter. They have ticketed people to the point of having 6 or 7 inch stacks of tickets. And just generally been real unpleasant towards people who get stuck outside. So initially, back 15 years ago, I sat with Casey, the mayor at the time, and discussed a few options. And the town seems to have pursued those options, but they nonetheless always leave the people who are stuck in the streets in the streets. When somebody winds up on the streets in Alberta, they're no longer eligible for any sort of government help, such as welfare or AISH or any of those other things. All those services require, at the very least, an address. If you live in a vehicle or a tent, you cannot get those unless you lie. Some people don't like to lie, and some people don't want to get charged with fraud. It's really not so difficult to understand. And so, as I have been actually trying to help people in this town for well over a decade, through both my homeless endeavors and my roadside assistance endeavors, as well as various other volunteer acts and whatnot, at this point, I'm putting it on to the town folk, the locals, to stand the fuck up for people who have been around for as long as some of the roads in this town, okay? It's not fair, and the way people are being treated back here is unbelievable. And not just here. We can't even park out on the highway without some dick going by at 4 o'clock in the morning blasting his horn. I'll be frank with you, buddy. You're fucking lucky I've never chased you down, alright? And that's all there is to it. Anyway, back to the important stuff. I will not be helping any local from Canmore or Banff, unless they are homeless themselves, until I see a significant action from the locals to fight the town's plan to basically police the shit out of the homeless. Most people don't mind the $10 fee. This isn't a really big deal. We'll figure it out, you know? This is what we do. We figure things out, or we would be dead. However, telling people that they can't have their belongings outside, telling people that they can't have guests over or post pictures on social media of the program, you have no right to do that. You're creating a very dangerous situation, and I believe that not only are people in the situation going to get hurt, but the town itself will wind up paying a price for this. What do you want to call it? Draconian measure. All right. Now, if the town decides to sit down and talk with me and actually take my advice for once in 20 fucking years, then I'm willing to sit down and talk with them, and we can figure this out, and we can get people safe and happy. Because nobody's coming to this town to deal with your fucking asshole tourists to live in a fucking car and not even be able to have a drink after. We don't want to go to the Drake, the fucking Coke House. No thank you. This is why we have a place. So we don't have to fucking live on some cokehead's couch and deal with some drunk asshole from the bar. Okay? So, Canmore, until you stand up and show this asshole of an administration that it is completely incorrect and disgusting to treat people like this, I'm done. If this goes on to the point where I can't eat, I'm leaving town, and whatever happens here happens here. It's not going to be my problem anymore. There's some really, really great people in this town, and this town has made me what I am. I wouldn't be who I am without this town, and I appreciate that. But you cannot do this to people. It doesn't make sense. I've spent over a decade getting people home and then sleeping in a vehicle after to wake up to bylaw at my door. How the fuck does that work? Thank you for watching. Hopefully this isn't too much of a problem for anybody. Have a nice day.